Welcome back to Justice for Heinz-Harald Frentzen in Formula 1 99, and round 7 brings us to Neverland. It's Magny-Cours for the French Grand Prix, and you know what? I think it's time that we actually grew up. Because last time was madness. Utter madness, and it could have all been completely avoided if I just remained calm, given every other car on track a modest and perfectly reasonable 6-foot wide berth, and ignored the helicopter that bent space-time to its will. With those simple, handy tips, I think today maybe we have a shot at recreating a very special result indeed. After Canada's record-breaking race, France would serve up a record-breaking qualifying. Wet conditions meant that a then record 5 drivers would fail to meet the 107% qualifying time. Both Minardis, both Arrows, and Damon Hill, his rough season continuing. Damon missed out by 3 milliseconds, the smallest ever margin. Now, because of the wet conditions and the more setting respectable practice times, all drivers were allowed to compete in the race. The rest of the grid was beautifully shaken up too. Eddie Irvine was 17th, he was only just a tenth under the 107% time, so it was a close one for him. Hakkinen could only manage 14th. Pole, however, was taken by a man who'd actually been pretty solid on Saturdays in 1999 so far, and he used the wet weather to his advantage. Rubens Barrichello on pole in the Stewart ahead of Jean Alesi and Olivier Panis, which for my money is a just wonderful top 3. No notes. Perfect. Frentzen was 5th, sandwiched between Coulthard and Michael Schumacher. My love-hate relationship with the handling in this game continues because, again, it's clunky and heavy, but when you dial into it, getting a good lap is really satisfying, and this circuit was actually really fun to lap in practice. I was expecting the opposite. It was actually quite fun. Just blanket cloud expected throughout the weekend, remaining dry, so one less thing to worry about.
Situated between Paris and Lyon, this newly resurfaced track certainly sees its fair share of the action. With such a slippery surface, the high and low speed corners need 100% driver concentration.
I don't know if Murray had a script or not, or if he wrote it himself, but he delivers it so well, every time. I really love his intros in this game. Right, so this time we're not going to advance too close to the end. A little busy period, gets darker. 14, fine. Let's go no further than that, and we'll go out on track in a moment. At the minute is Michael Schumacher on pole from Hakkinen and Coulthard. Barrichello in 4th. Nice to see. He's not delivered so far in our season. Ralf Schumacher, of course, is knocking around ahead of Irvine. Hill 7th. I would be happy if we could just slot ourselves into that mess somewhere. That would be nice. Target's going to be pole. Feeling good around here. Feeling pretty good around here. Let's aim for pole. Let's right the wrongs of the clown show that was qualifying last time. And we head to our first flying lap of the session. And not the best of starts. A little bit sloppy to begin with. Getting it wrong through turn 6 and 7 Nürburgring, and running it out lazily wide through turn 8. However, I did start to find the pace as we approach the final complex of turns 13 through 15, and because of the heavy steering, you do have to place the car with purpose, you have to plan ahead, you have to be smooth, so left a lot of time on the table there. Still, an improvement, half a second away, but as you can see, very wide through turn 1. Almost like I forgot it was there, very strange. And as you can see, I am improving as we approach 6 and 7 again, but I can't find the inside of turn 8 to save my life. And the thing is, I don't have a limited time. The end of the session is coming, traffic is coming. Keep an eye on the track map, it's coming now. So, lining up for a flying lap, I'm going to have a car coming out of the pits. Can I get around them? Left hand side of the screen, there is a Williams right there. We approach turn 1, and just managed to hang it around the outside of turn 1. And we can go about our way on a flying lap. Got to make this one count. Hugging the inside of turn 3 Estoril in 5th gear, up to 6th, full throttle all the way down to the Adelaide hairpin. I'm going to brake all the way down to 2nd gear and then flick down to 1st just on exit to help with the turning, and then getting the revs up and the speed up again as we head towards 6 and 7 once again. Nürburgring. Approaching 5th gear, flick down to 4th, and as you can see, if you make sure you plan your movements out in advance, a quick change of direction is possible. Managed to find the apex of turn 8, although get a little bit too much over the curb, spin up the wheels, but still much tidier than before. Approaching 10 and 11, Imola, and similar approach in 5th gear, down to 4th, quick change of direction, and then heavy braking zone for Chateau d'Eau turn 12. Here I run it a little bit wide like I had been doing at turn 8, but I managed to just about survive. Final complex of corners now, and as you can see, I get much further over turn 13, which allows me to swing back the other way for 14, and then momentum back for 15, much smoother. Still could be better, but we approach the line. Wow, that had to be then. The traffic was about to get much worse. I thought I'd blown it again in that final sector, but just managed to keep the pace up enough. Could have even been quicker. See, that felt good. That felt earned. Like I really had to get the lap together and work for that. And it's happened maybe once or twice in this playthrough already. I just wish that was the level all the time, to feel like it was earned. And what would be perfect now is if my rivals would go out on track now and go quicker and make me have to go quicker again. Then it would be just qualifying perfection. And regardless of whether my rivals would find the time, I was certainly finding the time too. But also finding more track I could use, apparently. Wow, it lets you really cut across those corners in the final sector. And it's allowed me to find another couple of tenths, pretty much. Oh, still wasn't the tidiest, still feel like there was more there. And like I said, it was really enjoyable trying to find the time around this circuit. There are sections that are really smooth, flowing and satisfying when you get them right. And I was revelling in finding more time. As you can see, Damon there, happy to get out of my way. I'm almost half a second up on myself. Still plenty of time, and I get turn 12 right. I finally find, well, I don't even find the apex there, but still, much better. But is my lap about to be ruined? Oh my god, how have we cut through that? Surely not. Oh, pulled that. I thought, honestly, that lap was going perfectly, then I saw two cars, I'm like, that's done for, and... Oh! Okay. Will we get it taken off us? No, because... what a performance. The real 1999 French Grand Prix was a classic. The mixed up grid, rain appearing partway through, so it was dry to wet to dry. You had reliability issues for some key players, different strategies creating intrigue. It was a belter. I tried to keep these real race summaries quite short, but that wouldn't do this race justice. So to save time, I'm going to focus on the story of the race winner and our boy Frentzen. And that's fortunately easy because today they're one and the same. Frentzen drove a calm, measured and consistent race, take note, to make his one-stop strategy work over the two stops and come home 11 seconds clear of Mika Hakkinen, who should also be applauded for his recovery from 14th. Barrichello, the pole sitter, managed 3rd for Stewart. Like I say, so much more you could say about this race. A classic, quite possibly the best race to be held at Magny-Cours as well in Formula 1. Also, if you saw Meebree's comment under the last video in Canada about the injuries that Frentzen sustained in Canada and what he was driving with to kind of put in that calm drive in changeable conditions to make the strategy work. Great result for Frentzen. Amazing drive. Okay, let's see what the gap was in the end. It was 1.2 seconds from Michael Schumacher. It was a great lap. Hakkinen 3rd ahead of Coulthard. Hills in 5th. Good qualifying result from him, just ahead of Eddie Irvine. Barrichello falling out of the top 6. There he is, just ahead of Ralf Schumacher. But I do wonder who will make it into the top 6 today. Who knows? I mean, the target, I think, is pretty straightforward after that result. Let's win the French Grand Prix. Let's recreate Frentzen's excellent real-life win. And let's bring a little bit of class to proceedings. Okay?
1, 2, 3.
Go, revs up, the lights come on.
And it's go!
Murray, overexcited again. It's a decent launch. Once again, I just don't know if there's anything we can do. Oh my. And we've been absolutely swamped and bullied into turn 1. Schumacher off into the lead. And McLaren to our outside. I can probably guess which one it was. He's learned nothing from Canada as Mad Mika continues for 1999. I don't know what we could do about the starts. Revs were up. I think I released it on lights out okay. Don't know, we're just getting swamped. And Damon Hill is now ahead of us, and I would like to get past Damon without causing him problems. I would like points for Damon today. Bit of a gap behind us. And much like in real life, not many places to really get the move done, other than I think the run up to the hairpin. So we can get a good exit out of this final chicane. I think we could, because I can run over to here. It's a little cheeky, but we're rounding without issue. Now come with us, Damon. Schumacher from Coulthard. Yeah, it is. It's Hakkinen. Hakkinen's down in 9th. And once again, he's ruining it for himself. He's absolutely bottling it. Nice to see it for someone else for a change. God, I just don't understand why they refuse to apply power coming out of a corner. It's such a so strange. You can't outbrake them for the life of you. They're so late on the brakes. But yeah, coming out of a corner, forget where the pedals are. Oh God, it's very easy to carry a little bit too much speed out of there, as I did multiple times throughout practice and qualifying. Let's keep it together though. I can't believe that's not a corner car.
I don't believe it!
Me either, Murray. It's crazy, right? So Hakkinen has at least recovered. Oh, we've got the fastest lap already. Yes! Now Hakkinen's recovered back up to 8th. Ralf Schumacher currently outside of the top 6. Will it stay that way?
He's having a look at David Coulthard.
Right, can we get... Oh, can we get the run up to here? Ugh, no, that was ridiculous. That was never on. Why would I try that? It's all about the setup for the exit of here now. Swoop through. Power down. Oh my God. The outside of the final corner is not where I'd have put my money on making those moves, but there we are. As it stands, Hill and Barrichello in the points. But Ralf Schumacher is there, and so is Mika Hakkinen. Still time for that to change. Can't believe we're almost at the point where Michael Schumacher will depart this season, reflecting his real-life incident at the British Grand Prix, which is, of course, up next.
He's trying to outbrake Schumacher.
Come on, swing it round. Ah, too far back. Too hesitant in the early part of it. We're okay though. We are with him. Way too deep into there. Silly. Come on. my
stamina of these drivers.
God, Michael.
Both physical and mental.
See, that's how that corner should be taken. Right. All about the approach through here. Down to second. Don't want to get caught up too far behind. Oh, I think we might do it. Sweep round the outside into turn one. Door shut. Beautiful. And Hakkinen has leapfrogged both Ralf Schumacher and Rubens Barrichello. He's back in the points and is chasing down Damon Hill. Come on, Damon. I can see where this is going. It's exactly where this is going. So this is really good for the Drivers' Championship. If it stays as it is, the gap will go up to 19 points over Hakkinen. In fact, there's a chance that Hakkinen may not even be second after this race. But like I said, oh, good lord. It's fine, I'm just testing out the limits. I want us to have a shot at the Constructors. So, I'm where I need to be, and let's hope Damon can stay, you know, where he is.
I don't believe it!
Well, I do, Murray. The question is, can Hill at least hang on for the point? Oh, so satisfying. When you get it right, so satisfying.
I shouldn't really say that, but no, I won't say.
I was going to say, it's probably a good idea, Murray. Thank you. I mentioned this at the end of the last episode, but just the polar opposite nature of this and Toka. Toka raising my blood pressure, frustrating me. It's twitchy steering. Here, I drive my little tugboat calmly around. It's a real yin and yang situation. If I did F198 and Toka at the same time, I may not have survived. So I'm glad there is the fire and ice balancing each other out at the moment. That also wasn't a cut. What have you got to do to cut a corner in France? This is crazy. We've again managed to pull out the sort of gap where I'm now not seeing the standings behind me, which means we can only hope that Damon has hung on. Well, I wanted measured, I wanted calm, I wanted consistent, and despite a few off-track wanders, just you know, just to do a little bit of sightseeing, it's an incredible result and a perfect drive. We recreate Heinz-Harald Frenzen's French Grand Prix win. Yes! Yes! And in the end, we are 19 seconds clear of Schumacher, who has to fight to hold off Coulthard, but Hill stays inside the top six, his second point of the season. Hakkinen can only recover to fifth after his ill-advised lap one moment. Head loss. Big head loss for Mad Mika. There's your full results, just confirming once again, Ralf Schumacher just missing out, and you know what, he should, for once. Poor Rubens, still so close yet so far. Honestly, the real 99 season, as we've seen, so many varied results. Such a shame we're not really getting it with this particular sort of setup for the season. I think it's one of those things where you turn pit stops and failures on, and it will just go a little bit crazy. Another reason that we will be coming back to do a season just like that. And leaving France, we are 18 clear of Mika Hakkinen and 22 clear of Michael Schumacher. It's nice. Hakkinen, Schumacher and Irvine all very tightly packed together. Like we say, Schumacher's got one more race and then he's going to be missing out on quite a few. Decent result today for Coulthard, but still kind of now slipping into a 5th place no man's land. In the Constructors, we're up to 2nd though, which is good, and we are just 7 points. 7 points behind Ferrari. That single point today, puts us 1 clear of McLaren. Damon is going to be so vital, and the fact that Ferrari are in the lead and they're about to lose Michael Schumacher, bring them back this way. Bring them back this way. Up next, the 1999 British Grand Prix from Silverstone, a place we have run well at in all of the F1 games we've played so far. I imagine much the same. Very wide, very sweeping. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I think we've got a really good chance of winning again if we can just remain calm. Schumacher will race, but after that he will not be a factor for, can't remember how many races, 6 or 7 it will be, but the gap coming down in the Constructors, could it be the first double in any of these playthroughs? That's what I'm focusing on. I mean, we shouldn't count our chickens, obviously it's good to be 18 clear, but it's not over. It's not over yet, but I do hope you're enjoying the season so far. Thank you so much for watching. The next round will be coming very soon.